Hey guys, just wanted to give you guys a look at what I've been working on here lately, and I haven't shot a video in quite a while, so here's a little bit of an update. Been building a garden, and I had to make this hoop house here to keep the garden through the winter. Take a look here. It's 14 foot wide by 72 foot long. I got the plastic from Amazon and the wiggle wire, but I built all these rails out of that top fence rail for metal fencing. I built the hoop bender myself too because I couldn't seem to get one on time. I put some little reflectics on this north wall and some black plastic on the back of it. Some of it's fallen down. I gotta go back and fix it. But yeah, I had to bring in all my wife's flowers in here. It's all the rainwater I've been collecting too. Here to give the garden. And let's see, it's pretty much organic, everything in here. I don't use any pesticides other than the diametrious earth, which seems to work pretty good. But here's my sick looking pepper plants because they were attacked by aphids. Still producing a little bit. There's a little pepper there, little bitty pepper, but I don't expect them to do a whole lot in the wintertime anyway. And here I have a row of potatoes, and these are doing actually really good. I was surprised because the other night it got down to 26 degrees outside, but in here it only got down to about 40. Some of these are laying over. I gotta straighten these up, but yeah, these are potatoes. I just put down a couple more rows here. I've got a single row here, and I've got a double row here. This is a double row, and this is my walk path. It's kind of hard to distinguish right now. These haven't sprouted yet, but I've got a couple more days. But that first little row is all okra, all the way down. There's a couple coming out. And this back row, I put a little bit of sweet corn, I think about 8 or 10 plants. And then I put in the rest of this was something else. I forgot what I put in there now. I should have wrote it down. We'll find out soon enough. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update. And my wife keeps buying too much green onions, so whenever we have extras, I just stick them in the ground back here, and they're doing really well too. And she had some leftover celery, so I went ahead and planted that. Even though it didn't have any roots, I used some pretty good soil and fertilizer, so they seem to be doing okay. They're just starting to grow some new green stuff there, so just got to keep an eye on it. But yeah, celery seems to be working. And here's my first little okra sprouts here coming up. They're not doing too good in the cold either. They're not growing much, but that's okay. This is how I keep my greenhouse warm right here. I built this to generate heat, and what I did was I threw several wheelbarrows full of green material in between layers of brown material, and I wet the whole thing down with the rainwater, and I threw layers of ash from my fire, from my brush whenever I burned the brush, and I mixed it in with the soil here. And this has some manure and other stuff in it. I bought a truckload of that. I just mixed all that together, sprinkled it in layers in there about every foot, and wet it down. And this thing actually gets steaming hot if I turn it over. So in order to keep that heat in, I put all this reflectix up around it so that holds the heat inside, and it kind of helps. But it doesn't let it get down below 40. So I mean, this is a 1,000 square foot greenhouse roughly, and you know, this little box is actually built on a wire the wire frame from a twin size mattress, so it's actually up off the ground. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so it's actually up off the ground so air can circulate all the way around this thing. So figured that would probably help it. Seems to be working pretty good though. But anyway, this is an update to let y'all know what I've been up to. Never grew a thing in my life that actually made it, but I'm trying now and it seems to be working so far. Got a couple lemon trees, and there's an olive and a blueberry, another lemon, some citronella, which is super important since we moved out here in the woods. Mosquitoes, you know. And I got a little bit of rosemary there. That's one of my wife's ferns. We moved them in so they wouldn't freeze out there. And I started this guy about 3 weeks ago, a little avocado. And he's doing pretty good. Or maybe it's been about a month, I guess. Yeah, it's been about a month. But he's doing pretty good. So probably need to find it a mate here pretty soon. But yeah, some hibiscus and aloe vera. You gotta have aloe vera. And I forgot what that's called. And she had this little John here. The thing was pretty sick looking. But it's coming back around. But my favorite thing that I'm growing, because I am a coffee buff, is these guys. Yeah, look at these guys. Got these on Amazon, and they originally were this size. Now these are ones that I was able to split off over here. I was able to split these guys out from whenever I replanted, so I got 3 extra plants out of this whole deal, and you can see they all got new leaves growing, so everything's doing well. And these plants actually like the cooler climate, so they're doing exceptionally well, and they like it humid, which is perfect because in this greenhouse, oh, I got another little citronella back there that I took a cutting off of, another one. Yeah, our humidity, even right now, yeah, the humidity is like, yeah, 80% in here. So these plants are just, like these ones like it arid and hot, so they're not happy. I didn't expect them to be. I just expected them to survive. I wasn't even expecting any fruit, but I ended up, like I'm going to end up with a bell pepper there anyway. But I just want them to survive mainly. So anyway, they're not doing great, but if anybody's got any suggestions as something I can do to kind of perk these guys back up, let me know in the comments. But anyway, so I'm dealing with voles. That's V-O-L-E-S, voles, not moles. These are like little mice. And I've tried a few things, but as you can see, there's one right here. He just dug this last night. He made a little tunnel, and he's going somewhere in here. And I've tried putting white pepper out on the ground all around the greenhouse. I've tried this stuff. This is made out of what's that? Garlic, white pepper, citric acid. Yeah. And you're supposed to just poke a little hole in your tunnel and drop a few of those in there, and I did that. It didn't seem to work either. So I'm really kind of running out of ideas. So now I went and bought this thing. This is the box it comes in. Here. Electronic rat trap. Yeah, so we're going to try and see if this is going to be the last resort, because I really didn't want to clean up bodies. I just wanted them to leave, you know, because there's a bunch of them. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. This thing looks pretty tough. So maybe. Takes batteries. Well, these are the red potatoes, guys. I planted these, and that's the plants that I got over there that I just showed you. And we ended up having a few extra of these because my wife likes to buy when she buys this stuff, she buys too much on purpose, I think, so I can plant some of it. So I'm probably going to do another row with these guys. I don't know if I have enough to do a row, but maybe space them out a little more. Anyway, that's one thing I've been working on, amongst lots of other things. I did run power to this thing just off an extension cord, but that was for this little electric heater. I was worried that the other night when it got down to 26. So I built this little quartz heater, and it only pulls about 300 watts, so it's pretty good. It just doesn't really do a lot in this 1,000 square foot, you know. It doesn't really get it done, but still got to build my back wall yet. And that back wall there, I'm gonna put I'm gonna probably build that out and put some tile or something around it. I'm gonna build me a little wood stove to heat this place up a little bit whenever it really needs it, if it gets cold like that again. But this right now is just the leftover plastic. I got it rolled up on a pipe and pushed up against the board here, so that's all it's doing right now. But it holds it tight, and at the top, all around the sides, it's put into that wiggle wire framing. And I got these solar screens. These seem to help a little bit when the sun comes through here. It hits these solar screens and it generates a little bit of heat. You know, it blocks that sun from just going right out the back of the greenhouse a little bit more. I got a good bit of reflectix along the bottom edge, and it does pretty good too. It reflects a lot of that sunlight back in, so the plants get sun from both sides a little bit, see? So I'm sure it's helping them. It's helping them some. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you guys have any comments or suggestions for me, this is new to me, and this is something I felt like I needed to do to keep my family in security with the food part of it, you know. So you guys let me know what you think. I'll talk to you later.